Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. 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 Stay tuned. Peace.
What's up and welcome to the Herman Athletic Center on the campus of William Peace University in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. Darren Vaught with you here on the Pacers Sports Network for the second day in a row. Part 3 of this William Peace University Athletics weekend. Pacers, both the men and the women so far, successful. Got a couple of wins yesterday, and this is a big one for the men this afternoon as Greensboro College pays visit to the Pacers of William Peace University. Greensboro 10-5 overall on the season, identical record to your William Peace University Pacers overall. Just one more win in USA South Conference play. The Pride sitting at 4-1 in the league. 3-1 are the Pacers entering today. So with a WPU win, the Pacers would find themselves sitting in first place. And a big win yesterday over Averett University, 98 points scored for the Pacers. A couple of nearly record-setting days. 17 three-pointers fell for William Peace. Not quite a team record. They hit 19 once earlier this season, as well as 21 in what turned out to be the most threes ever hit by a Pacers squad. Both of those counts earlier this season. However, Ryan Emfinger, the senior, had 29 points. That's just one shy of the program record set by teammate Chris Thomas. Also a senior on this squad, and he tied the school record for threes hit by an individual in one contest with 6. He hit 6 of 8 from downtown, did Emfinger yesterday. He was one of a few Pacers who got hot from deep, and Coach Claude Shields in his 5th season with the Pacers is going to go with a similar starting lineup, or the exact same starting lineup as he had yesterday. Hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. John Burwell, the freshman, will start at the point guard position. Dakota King, Ryan Emfinger, and Chris Thomas, both of those seniors, as well as Willie Herring, the sophomore, starting in the backcourt as well for your Pacers. For the Pride, it's going to be Christopher Corbin, Joseph Gatling, Donovan Griffith, Hamilton Hawkins, and Lorenzo Mary. As Emfinger comes away with the tip, but he was the one jumping it up, so that's not supposed to happen. That'll give it to the Pride to start things off. Pacers in their light gray uniforms with black and green trim. Greensboro rocking the black uniforms with green and white trim. Sort of that urban camo print on the bottoms as they hand it off around the perimeter. Corbin drives left side, spins on his defender Burwell, little spin on it off of the high glass, and it's in for two. The inbound pass from King is stolen away. Gatling had an open look from the corner for three, instead drives and dumps it underneath to Mary, who is fouled on the layup attempt, and will go to the line to shoot two free throws. This Greensboro College team, the same group, nearly the same group that bounced William Peace University from the USA South Conference tournament at North Carolina Wesleyan at the end of last season. As Maury steps up to the free throw line, his first is up and in, nothing but net. Maury has started all but one game so far this season for the Pride, shooting right at 70% from the stripe, entering today as he hits the second as well and makes it 4-0 Pride with the lead. 19:37 to play here in the first half, and Greensboro with some full court pressure right away. Thomas gets the inbound pass in the corner to Emfinger, who slings it over to Burwell, up the floor. Herring from the right wing for three, airballs it, but it's rebounded by Dakota King. Hands off, Emfinger from the left side. Not quite as hot to start the day as it's off the front of the rim, the three-point shot attempt, but boarded by the Pacers. On the right wing now is Chris Thomas. He tries to sneak a pass to the top of the circle to Dakota King and is going to draw the foul. So that's the first team foul on Greensboro, and will give the Pacers the ball as Burwell will toss it in from underneath the Pacers' own basket. We've got a substitution for Greensboro as Mateo Baggio enters the game. He's going to grab Donovan Griffith and give him a breather. Inbound pass goes to a cutting Chris Thomas, who banks it in from the right side and gets the Pacers on the board for the first time today. 4-2, Pride with the lead, about a minute in. Driving from right to left, Hamilton Hawkins can't get it to fall. It's off the near side of the rim. Rebounded out near the perimeter by Burwell, who's going to take it coast to coast, banks it in, and an offensive interference on Dakota King, who tipped it in ultimately. So the basket will not count. Hard to say whether that one would have gone through or not without the help of King, but nonetheless, it's an empty-handed transition trip for the Pacers. Gatling for the Pride. Dribbles up to the right elbow. Jumper is off the back of the iron. Rebound goes down to Greensboro. Left-handed up and under shot off the mark. Gatling with the tip-in attempt. No good, but he's going to be fouled. Mateo Baggio was the one on the rebound there initially. Couldn't get the follow-up to go, and now Gatling goes to the line to shoot a pair. That's the second team foul on the Pacers, and Gatling's first is off the front side of the rim, then rolls around and off the lip on the left. 4-2, Greensboro with the lead as Jay Hicks, the freshman from Cary, North Carolina, checks in for the Pacers. He'll give Dakota King a breather. Gatling's second free throw rips the bottom of the net and makes it 5-2. More full court pressure from Greensboro as Burwell receives the inbound and dribbles down the right sideline and is going to be fouled as he passes it across the floor. So Burwell back to the far sideline where he'll trigger it in for the Pacers. 18:29 to play in the first half. Burwell finds Emfinger up near the midcourt logo. Hasn't put it on the floor yet and sends a chest pass to the left side to Chris Thomas, who alley-oops it underneath. The backdoor cut by Ryan Emfinger. He throws it down for two and reels it within one here early. 5-4 Greensboro with 18:12 left in the half. Camden Ferguson just checked in for the Pacers prior to that basket. He's defending the ball handler. Pass up to Gatling at the top of the circle. 18-foot jumper off the front of the rim, boarded by Emfinger, and here come the Pacers again. Up-tempo. Emfinger driving right side. Pump fake to get his man in the air and floats it in for two. 6-5. The Pacers have their first lead with under 18 until the half. Greensboro now with it, has it knocked away. Burwell with the hands on defense there, and it's out of bounds in the corner right in front of the Pacers bench as Greensboro will retain possession. Burwell's going to check out in favor of Jalen Vince, the senior, who did not play yesterday. No major injury to report, though. We were just told he was going to sit one game. As the inbound pass goes up top to Baggio. Back to Baggio on the right side. He drives and shoves off Chris Thomas, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul. Not a lot of disputing that one as Baggio just threw his arm out there and shoved Thomas out of the way at the block. That's Baggio's first, the third team foul on Greensboro. As it's 6-5, William Peace with the lead, trying to break the press again. The Pacers get across midcourt. It's in the hands of Ryan Emfinger. And trying to weave his way through a couple of defenders, commits the traveling violation there on the right wing. And that'll give it back to the Pride. Ryan Emfinger defending Gatling, who's the inbounder there, all the way in the backcourt. As it goes to Corbin, the point guard. He's dribbling right side, now at the wing, defended by Vince, who gets a screen on the left side. Corbin pulls up from 16 feet out and buries it to make it 7-6, Greensboro's advantage. Vince and Emfinger passing it back and forth in the backcourt, trying to break the press. Emfinger finally puts it on the floor and breaks the timeline. Now in the corner to Chris Thomas. Sends a hard chest pass underneath. Jay Hicks in the lane with contact. The little baby hook puts it in for two, and it's a one-point Pacers lead, 8-7. Back and forth these teams go. Corbin with the bounce pass to the corner. Hawkins picks up his dribble, defended by Hicks, and it floats a pass underneath. It's stolen by Vince. Here comes Jalen Vince. Bridles the offense on the right side. Nice little hesitation, and sends the pass underneath on the block to Hicks, who dumps it in again for two. 10-7 with 16:30 until the break. Gatling sends a pass over to the right side. Pacers swinging it around the perimeter. Ferguson, the defender. Pass all the way across now as Corbin drives left side, up and under. A little bit of English off the top of the glass, and he banks it in for two. So the Pride now within one. It's 10-9, Pacers lead. Pass by Jalen Vince all the way over here to the scorer's table and out of bounds. So that stops the clock at 16:09 here in the first half. 10-9, Pacers with the lead. We dodged a bullet there on the broadcast crew here. No harm done. Monitor's okay. Board's okay. I'm okay, more importantly. As Greensboro now with it at the top of the key. Gatling hands off to Corbin. Picks up his dribble, looking underneath, and there's going to be a foul off of the ball prior to the pass. And it's going to be called against Jalen Vince underneath the basket, as that brings us to our first media timeout. 15 minutes, 57 seconds to play here in the first half of action. And it's been physical, it's been up-tempo. As expected, the top two teams in the conference, it's 10-9. Pacers with the lead at the first media timeout. Pacers with the big win yesterday over Averett University, scoring 98. Couldn't quite get the century mark for the fourth time this season, and they lead it by one here. Ryan Emfinger, 2 of 3 from the field. He already has 4 of the Pacers' 10. He scored 29 yesterday, a career high for Emfinger and nearly a program record, just 1 point off of Chris Thomas's of 30. Jay Hicks, the reigning USA South Freshman of the Week, 2 of 2 from the field for 4 points. And then Chris Thomas on the board as well, hitting the only shot he has put up for 2 points. So the Pacers have only missed 3 shots so far. 2 of those were 3-point attempts. Inbound pass knocked away by Jalen Vince and reeled in by Hicks. 3-on-2 break. Vince underneath to McLean. Out to the right corner. Camden Ferguson's three is off the mark. Too strong as it's off the far side of the rim and rebounded by Baggio and the Pride. 15:40 to play in the first half as the jumper is off the mark. A little bit of contact on the contest from Vince. Rebound attempt is batted out of bounds at the Pacers bench, and it goes back to the Pride. So Gatling will be the trigger man in front of the William Peace players who are sitting. Inbound pass goes to Corbin up top. He gets it to Baggio, picks up at the top of the circle, and an errant pass goes out of bounds to the right side, and it's rewarded to the Pride, but looks like there's a foul call off of the ball as well. Going to be called against Trey McLean of the Pacers. That's his first, team fourth for William Peace, and another chance in the half-court set for Greensboro. Inbound pass, Corbin driving right side. That little double clutch, he's done it 3 times so far, and he banks it in, even though he was bodied up by Hicks underneath. 11-10, a 1-point Greensboro lead. Pacers break the press with 3 passes, and Vince now has it on the right wing to run the offense. Pointing directions at Jay Hicks, drives, and in the lane is going to go up with it. Rather, he passes to the left corner where Camden Ferguson will not have time to get the shot off as there's a foul called against Corbin. The senior guard from Salisbury, Maryland. 4th team foul on Greensboro. Pride leading by 1 here at the Herm. Inbound pass to the left wing. Ferguson pump fakes, puts up the shot attempt, tough layup. That's just his 3rd non-3-point shot attempt of the season, and it falls short. Greensboro in transition gets an easy bucket underneath by Darius Maddox. Pacers trying to break the press. They send a pass to midcourt to Jay Hicks, and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Justin Gatling. So Gatling, Pride's 2nd leading scorer this season, commits his first foul and is going to check out in favor of Donovan Griffith, who re-enters the contest. Inbound pass goes to Jalen Vince in the backcourt, and he'll walk it up for the Pacers. Bounce over to the left side to Hicks. Hand off to Finger. He's going to get a screen on the right. Unsuccessful screen from Chris Thomas, and dishes over to Thomas on the left wing. Pump fake on the 3. Crosses his man from left to right. Drives. Nearly loses his handle and is bailed out by Vince. 10 on the shot clock. Vince having to restart the offense. Dribbles through his legs. Driving does Vince. Double clutch. Not in. But the tip is good by Trey McLean, and that reels it within 1 for the Pacers. 13-12 Pride lead all the way down the court. Baggio driving in the lane. Loses his handle, and it floats out of bounds. A misstep there as he was trying to cut toward the goal. And now the Pacers will inbound it. Hicks finds Vince, who's doubled in the backcourt. Gets through the double team. His pass is knocked away. Reeled in, clean, and it's 3-on-1 Pacers underneath. Up and under as Hicks lays it in to give Peace the lead with 14 minutes left in the first half. Pride now with it, wasting no time getting it up the floor to see if they can find an unaware Peace in the Pacers defense. Pass to the right side. It's Griffith on the right wing. The leading scorer for the Pride pulls up at the elbow, gets his man in the air and bounces it underneath. Cornelius Johnson with the tough look is going to be fouled by Chris Thomas, though his layup falls short and off the front side of the rim. So Johnson, the junior out of Beaufort, North Carolina, will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Pacers lead by 1, 14-13, 13:37 left to play in the first half as Johnson's first free throw rattles in and out, no good. Substitution for the Pacers as Trey McLean will have a seat. Camden Ferguson re-enters. And a late adjustment here as Baggio checks out in favor of Lorenzo Maury, the senior, for Greensboro. Johnson's 2nd of 2 free throws rolls in and ties us up at 14. More full court pressure from Greensboro as Finger puts it on the floor, floats a pass to midcourt. Jalen Vince driving left side, goes to the corner. Chris Thomas gets his man in the air with the pump fake on the 3, drives, contact, can't get the layup to fall, but Finger's there for the board. Nice pro hop to clear up some space. and he's short on the shot attempt as well. Johnson for Greensboro on the other end. Pulls up, thought he traveled in the paint, but no call, and the shot goes over the rim, rebounded by Emfinger, who's all by himself in the front court, swatted away, but rebounded and put back by Jay Hicks. And it's 2 more for the Pacers right at 13 minutes until the half. 16-14 is the William Peace University lead. Pride swinging it around the perimeter to the right side where Johnson hands off to Griffith. Now underneath. Pass nearly knocked away, and that one is, as he tries to get it back out to the perimeter. Emfinger thought he was going to have a fast break with Jalen Vince, but he can't chase it down as it goes out of bounds at the far sideline. Now Johnson's going to check out for Greensboro. Gatling back in. Vince exits the contest for William Peace. Back in comes John Burwell, the freshman point guard. Inbound pass knocked away and out of bounds, and that's going to go back to the Pride. Good hands there, Dakota King. Defensively for William Peace. Darius Maddox triggers it in for Greensboro right down the far sideline, and it's mishandled by Gatling, who steps out of bounds as he regained the ball. So it's out of bounds, and that'll give it back to the Pacers. Burwell, chest pass, hard over to the right wing, pump fake, Ferguson, 3, bang! He's hit 5 in each of the Pacers' last 2, and that's his first from downtown today. Driving left side, kick, the three-point shot attempt from the left corner. That time is Darius Maddox, the freshman, for Greensboro. Eye for an eye for the Pride as Emfinger takes it coast to coast and is going to be fouled on the layup attempt. He was on the left side of the basket, puts it up with his right, and was surrounded by a few Greensboro defenders. The 15th foul on Greensboro. And not sure who the call is going to be against, although Claude Shields and the Pacers bench pleading that it should have been called against Gatling. A little bit of confusion, some more deliberation. And the ultimate call there is it's going to be against Hamilton Hawkins, the senior, for Greensboro. He threw his arms up as if to say, I wasn't even anywhere near the play. I don't think he was. I know Griffith was there. Gatling was there. Wouldn't have been surprised to see it charged to either of those two as Emfinger's first free throw hits the back of the rim. Jars the rim and bounces out. Second on the way, and that one rattles in. 20-17 now the count. Pacers advantage with 12:14 until the half. Hawkins enters the front court for Greensboro and dishes it left side where Maddox was thinking about a 3 again, though it would have been contested. Picks up his dribble and goes to the right side to Griffith. Defended by Dakota King. Puts it on the floor to the left. Bounce underneath. King switches on the screen. They go back outside. The 3, and that's good. From Hamilton, Hawkins with a hand in his face ties us up at 20. Burwell in transition, goes to King on the left wing. Back up top, Burwell's going to drive left side. Pump fake to get his man in the air, pivots into the lane and floats it in with one hand for 2. 22-20, full court pass down to the corner. 2-point shot rattles in for Darius Maddox as he pump faked the 3 and put it on the floor to get just inside the perimeter. Ferguson for 3 on the right side. Again, he's 2 of 3 from deep in this one and gives the Pacers a 3-point lead, 25-22. Maddox for Greensboro, the freshman handling the ball at the top of the perimeter. Picks it up and goes to Gatling right side, now bounced underneath. Griffith driving baseline on Dakota King and is going to draw the foul. King was a little late to catch up on the drive and had to compensate in order to recover, as that'll bring us to our under 12-minute media timeout. 11:02 until halftime. It's a 3-point lead for the Pacers, 25-22. And, man, Camden Ferguson is 2 of 3 from three-point range. In his past 2 games, he was both 5 of 6 at Methodist in the losing effort for the Pacers on Wednesday. Yesterday, he was 5 of 10. So entering today, he was 10 of his last 16. Count is 2 for 3 today. And he's 12 of his last 19 from 3. Did miss a 2-point field goal attempt on the layup. It was heavily contested. That was just his third non-3-point shot attempt of the season. And he leads the Pacers in 3-point shot attempts with over 80. Jay Hicks, 4 of 4 from the field, leading the way for the Pacers. He's got 8. The aforementioned Ferguson with 6 on his 2 3-point shots. Finger, who led the team in scoring yesterday with 29, has 5 on 2 of 4 shooting, along with 3 rebounds. And then 2 apiece for John Burwell, Chris Thomas, and Dakota King. That's your scoring breakdown for the Pacers about midway through the first half, as we've got 11:02 until the break. And it's a 25-22 lead for the home team here at the Herm. So we exit the huddles, and Greensboro will trigger it in from underneath their own basket. Hamilton Hawkins on the inbound pass, goes to the right wing, and it's out of bounds. He was looking for Lorenzo Mari, but he was defended by Chris Thomas, and it's batted away, last touched by the Pride, so it goes back to the Pacers. Finger on the inbound pass goes up the floor to Chris Thomas. Good ball movement, gets it to Ferguson in the right corner. Short on the 3-point attempt off the front of the rim and boarded by Mari. Gets the outlet pass to Hawkins, and here come the Pride. He drives, right side. Shot swatted away, out of bounds by Dakota King. Good defense there by the reigning USA South Rookie of the Year. It'll go back to the Pride. King checks out in favor of Jay Hicks for the Pacers. Hawkins clears the inbound pass to the right side to Gatling. Clears some space with a jab step and puts up the 3. Thuds off the back of the rim and rebounded by Ferguson. Here come the Pacers. Outlet pass to Burwell. Bounce pass to the left corner. Finger. Not enough room to really get the 3-point shot off, but he drives left side. Floats it up to Jay Hicks, but it's batted away right back to Finger and stolen away by Mari of the Pride. Maddox driving up and under. Puts a little bit of a spin on it. It was going to bounce off the front side of the rim, but Griffith is there to float it in for the tip-in. Inbound pass cleared at midcourt to Ryan Finger. Drives. Thomas from the right corner. Bang on the 3-point shot attempt. 28-24. Thomas hits his first from deep as Gatling now dribbling against him on the other end for the Pride. Nice little jab step in the lane. Fakes with his right, goes up with the left, and floats it in for 2. 28-26. Pacers with the lead. Burwell in transition, goes to Finger on the left side, whose 3-point shot attempt is off the rim and over the back, or the top of the backboard, to stop the clock and allow for some substitutions now as Jalen Vince re-enters the contest. Finger, Burwell, and Thomas check out as Herring and Paul Dunlap enter the game for the Pacers as well, who lead by 2. Pacers had 6 men on for a second there. Camden Ferguson had to rush off the floor as the whistle blew. 9:40 until halftime. Hawkins across midcourt, defended by Vince. Pride moving it around the perimeter to the right side here is Gatling. He's dribbling, crosses from left to right. Now he dribbles left into the lane. Floater off the front of the rim and out. Scrambling for the long rebound of the Pride. They get it to Gatling, who's short on the 3-point shot attempt from the left corner this time. Gets his own board and clears it out up top to Griffith. Chest pass all the way to the right corner and now back into the hands of Hawkins, who's going to drive right side and dribbles it off of his foot and out of bounds. 9:06 until the half. It's a 2-point Pacers lead at 28-26. Jay Hicks will deliver the inbound pass as the Pride are in press mode defensively. McLean in the corner, floats it up. It's stolen at midcourt by Griffith. An ill-advised pass against the press. Griffith puts up the 15-footer. It's off back iron and rebounded by Dunlap, who quickly gets the outlet pass over it on the far sideline to Jalen Vince. Dribbles from right wing to left. He's driving behind his back. Up top, Jay Hicks for 3 off the back of the rim. High rebound obtained by Hawkins. Has to move out of the way of Dunlap, who was flying toward him, and they get it up the floor. Griffith on the right elbow, drives against Dunlap and dumps it in for 2 off of the glass. Dunlap not enough time to recover, but McLean here in transition off of the press is going to go up with the shot and is fouled. Looked like he lost his handle before contact, though. Nonetheless, McLean will be awarded a couple of free throws. Looked like he may have gotten poked in the eye there as well as he favors one side of his face, maybe his nose. We're at 8 minutes and 23 seconds to play in this first half of action here at the Herman Athletic Center. 28 all as McLean's first free throw sticks to the back of the rim and rolls in and through the net to make it 29-28. Dunlap exits for the Pacers. Dakota King re-enters. McLean's second of 2 free throws on the way, and that one bangs home as well. 30-28, 8:22 until halftime. Hawkins and Griffith back and forth. Now to Gatling on the left wing for the Pride. Jab step to the right. Sends a pass to the elbow. It's mishandled by Maury and stolen by Vince. Here we go on the fast break. Vince to McLean. Back to Vince, who's going to have the no-look pass underneath. He hits Jay Hicks just outside of the half circle, and he dumps it in for 2. Hicks has 10 points for the Pacers on 5 of 6 shooting, and Jalen Vince has assisted 3 of those, making it easy for Hicks. Fadeaway jumpers off the back of the rim, boarded by Maury. Back to the right corner where Griffith loses his handle, driving baseline, and will surrender possession back to the Pacers. And a long whistle signals our next media timeout at 7:41 to play, so we're under 8 left in the first half of action. A 4-point Pacers lead. 32-28. It'll be Pacers ball when we exit the huddles here shortly. Hicks, the lone player on the floor in double figures, with 10 points on 5 of 6 shooting. And a couple of frustrated players over on the Greensboro bench, Justin Gatling included, slamming the floor as he sits down. But it's still a close game. Both of these teams, numbers 1 and 2 in the USA South Conference standings as they currently sit. 7:41 to play until the half. Corbin leading the way for the Pride, meanwhile, on their scoring numbers. 8 points for him on 4 of 4 shooting. He's done a great job penetrating and getting to the bucket in traffic. So the 5 exiting the timeout for the Pacers will be Hicks, McLean, Vince, Herring, and King. As McLean gets it on the near sideline and dribbles right by the press defense. Looks to lay it in for 2. It's off back of the rim and in and out. McLean thought he had himself a nice and easy fast break layup there, but it's boarded by Maury, and he gets the outlet pass to Gatling. Handoff to Johnson, who drives right side. Tough defense there by Jalen Vince. Made Johnson hang on to it a little longer than he may have liked, but he dumps it in for 2 and makes it 32-30, a 2-point Pacers lead now. Vince breaks the press to Herring on the right wing, picks up his dribble, slows things down, and gets it back toward midcourt to Vince, who's going to run the offense. Yelling out orders, directing traffic. He dribbles here to the near sideline, defended by Gatling. 10 on the shot clock, gets a screen right side. Driving right is Vince, tries to sneak a pass underneath to Hicks, and it's stolen away by Johnson. The Pride now with it on the left wing. Johnson hits a cutting Griffith from behind, who pulls up from about 17 feet and buries the long-range 2 to tie us up at 32. Vince to King. Floats up the pass to midcourt to McLean, and the Pacers break the press. Now in the hands of Vince. Waves off McLean, drives right side, crosses from right to left. Pass out to the left corner. Herring's 3 is off the front of the rim, goes up for it and gets the rebound, does Hicks, and gets it back out to Vince to run the offense. A new shot clock. Vince to the left corner. Herring this time elects not to shoot the 3. Dribbles inside from about 10 feet, floats it up with his right, and it's good for 2, 34-32. 6:07 left in the half as Justin Gatling running the point now for Greensboro. He's defended by Willie Herring of the Pacers. Sends a chest pass left side. Griffith thinks about the 3. Dribbles into the elbow and dumps it underneath to Maury, who puts up the little baby hook. And it's in for 2 to tie us up at 34. Under 6 to play until the half. More full court pressure from Greensboro. McLean bounces it across midcourt to Herring. Crosses from right to left. King in the left corner receives it and goes back up top to Jalen Vince. King's going to set a screen on the right side, though Vince elects to go left. Driving through the paint on Gatling, has it knocked away, and it's going to be a jump ball forced by Justin Gatling. Good hands defensively there by Gatling, the junior from Columbia, South Carolina for Greensboro. Joseph Gatling, one of the key players for Greensboro last season as well, had a huge part in knocking William Peace out of the USA South Conference tournament. Emfinger receives the inbound pass, drives right side, and is going to get banged up on his way to the rim as his layup hits the top of the backboard, doesn't even get rim, and it leaves 3 on the shot clock. But Emfinger will have a couple of free throws. The foul is going to be charged to Torrance Lathon of Greensboro, seeing his first action of the day for the Pride. Emfinger at the stripe. 1 of 2 so far today. Hits the first nothing but net. Gets tapped up by teammates Chris Thomas and Jay Hicks inside the circle. Emfinger's second is on the way. That one falls through as well. 36-34, a 2-point Pacers lead as they bring the full court pressure with Hicks and Emfinger man-to-man. Gatling streaks through, up the floor, puts it up with his right hand. Nice move by Gatling on the left side of the basket to switch hands midair and put it in with his right and tie us up at 36. 5:05 until half. Thomas on the left side, pump fake to get his man in the air and goes back up top to John Burwell, who's back in at point guard for the Pacers. Hands off to Ferguson. No room for the 3 though, so he dribbles and passes right to Emfinger, who's going to shove his defender off on the step back and be called for the offensive foul. Emfinger's first personal is the 7th team foul on the Pacers this half. Though it's an offensive foul, so nobody's going to be shooting free throws as a result. It goes back to the Greensboro College Pride. Joseph Gatling brings it up the floor. He's defended by Burwell. Fakes left, drives right, has it stolen away as he picked up his dribble. Now it's on the floor at midcourt. Diving for it was Dakota King and Burwell, the latter of which is going to be called for the foul. And that will send Gatling to the line to shoot 1 and 1 as it's team foul number 8 for the Pacers. First personal on the freshman Burwell with 4:45 to play until halftime. All knotted up at 36 points apiece here in this USA South heavyweight bout. 4 and 1 are the Pride. They sit atop the conference standings, and in second place, your William Peace University Pacers at 3 and 1 in the USA South. Gatling's first free throw thuds at the back of the rim as it sticks, but does roll in and falls through. Makes it 37-36, a 1-point lead for the visiting Pride. Gatling's second of the 1 and 1 sequence is in as well. A little less stressful there as it fell straight through the net. Inbound pass goes down to Ryan Emfinger. He gets it to Burwell. Full court pass to Ferguson, who bounces it underneath to Dakota King. Back out, Ferguson drives, back out to the corner. King for 3 from the right side, bangs it in. 1-point lead for the Pacers, 4:23 until half, 39-38 as Gatling streaks across the floor and drives right side, dumps it in with contact. It rolls in off the front side of the rim. Good bucket there by Joseph Gatling to give Pride the 1-point edge. Burwell drives, goes outside, wide open 3 for Emfinger from the left wing is off the mark and rebounded by the Pacers. Maddox driving from the left wing. Loses his handle on the way to the basket, puts it over the top of the rim, gets his own board, but slips and loses it out of bounds at the baseline. 3:56 to play, and that'll bring us to the under 4 media timeout. It's a 1-point Greensboro College lead here at the Herman Athletic Center on the campus of William Peace University in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. Greensboro College 40, William Peace 39. in what has been an exciting up-tempo first half of action. Gatling leads the way for Greensboro. He's got 9 points, so still not a member of the Pride in double figures. 9 for Gatling on 3 of 8 shooting. He's 3 of 4 from the free throw line, though. 8 points for Corbin on that same 4 of 4 from the field. Darius Maddox, 7 points in 8 minutes of play. 6 points for Donovan Griffith. Lorenzo Mari has 4. Hamilton Hawkins with 3, as well as Cornelius Johnson, 3 points, the junior from Beaufort, North Carolina, for William Peace. Still 10 points for Jay Hicks. He leads all scorers on 5 of 6 from shooting. 7 for Ryan Emfinger, the Pacers' leading scorer on the season. Camden Ferguson with 6 on a couple of three-point shots, 5 apiece for Thomas and King, Burwell, Herring, and McLean, all with 2 points on the contest. The inbound pass on the full court pressure goes to Chris Thomas in the middle of the floor. He goes to Burwell left side. They streak it down the sideline. King drives out. Willie Herring's three-point shot attempt is off the front of the rim. Saved by Dakota King, who dives into the corner of the court. Seems to be okay, though. It was in the hands of a Greensboro College player. Gatling in transition. Pull-up 3. Off the right side of the rim, then the top of the backboard, and boarded by John Burwell. And Burwell's going to be fouled by Gatling. Pacers bench is hyped up after that one. They and Gatling have been doing some jawing back and forth all day. And that'll send the Pacers all the way to the other side of the floor. John Burwell will get a couple of free throws, rather a sequence of 1-and-1, as that's the 9th team foul on the Pride. For Gatling, that's his second personal. Burwell's first free throw of the afternoon is up, off back of the iron, and boarded strongly by Griffith. He clears it all the way up the floor. Baggio, offensive foul, as he puts the layup in. It's not going to count, as Chris Thomas was there to draw the charge. Thomas, who was on the block during that free throw, got all the way down the floor as the inbound pass is stolen away by the Pride. Dumped underneath to Griffith, who puts it up, banks it in on the little 180-degree shot, and is going to be fouled by, I think, Willie Herring as well. So a chance at a three-point play here for Griffith. He makes it 42-39. Greensboro College with the lead. 3 minutes, 19 seconds left in the first half. The foul was, in fact, charged to Willie Herring. That's his third. He's the only Pacers player with more than one. Griffith's free throw off the right side of the rim, and it rattles in and out, swatted away out of bounds. Last touched by Lathan of the Pride, so it goes back to the Pacers. Hicks will be the trigger man on the inbound pass. Gets it to Burwell, who crosses his man and streaks across the floor. He's got 5 defenders around him. Hands off, Emfinger thinks about the 3. Pump fakes and is going to bounce it over to the left side to Hicks. Back to Burwell on the right. Handoff. Ferguson. 3-0, but the bottom of the net. That's his third of the day. Ties us up at 42 with under 3 minutes until the half. Griffith to Maddox on the left side. He gets a screen on the right. Drives to the top of the key. Loses his shot. Loses control of the ball as he went up for the 15-footer, and it's stolen by Emfinger in transition. Dumps it underneath. Easy banked-in shot by Jay Hicks, and that gives the Pacers the lead once again, 44-42. 2:36 until the half. Burwell, the primary defender here on Hawkins at the top of the perimeter. Hawkins dribbles left side, bounces it to Baggio. Chest pass across the floor. Maddox for 3. That rolls in. As Thomas was in his face on the right wing, and it gives the Pride a 1-point lead. 45-42. Emfinger finds Thomas all the way in the front court, who goes up with it with his left hand. It's appeared to be swatted away by Griffith, but before the layup attempt on the floor, there was going to be a foul. That again is going to be charged to Lathan. That's his second personal. And though it was on the floor, Thomas is going to get a couple of free throws as the Pride are in the double bonus. Thomas a little shaken up. But nods his head to the officials, signaling that he's okay. We grab a towel, had to clean some sweat off of the ball or some sort of wet spot off of the ball before Thomas's free throws. Pacers trail by 1, 45-44, 2:13 on the clock here in the first half as Thomas hits the free throw, his first of 2 and his first of the afternoon, as he is 1 of 1 from the line. On the season, Thomas a cool 77 of 92, make that 78 of 93 from the stripe. He shoots just under 85%. That's the best mark on the team for the Pacers, among tops in the conference. So the second free throw makes it 46-45 with 2:03 until halftime. Baggio on the right wing for the Pride. Dribbles left and hands off to Griffith, who thinks about it for a second, puts up the three, and delivers. Funnels through the net to make it 48-46. Vince with the pass across the floor to Ryan Emfinger, who finally dribbles across midcourt. Hands off to Ferguson. Pump fake to get Griffith in the air. And passes backward to Jalen Vince to reset the offense. 15 on the shot clock, 1:35 on the game clock. Emfinger picks up his dribble on the right wing and goes up top to Ferguson. They swing it left side to Vince. Dribbles, spins on his defender. Picks up his dribble in the lane, is going to be called for the walk before putting up the shot. Not 100% sure I agree with that one, as it seems to me that Vince kept control of his pivot foot, but nonetheless it's a traveling violation and gives it back to Greensboro. 48-46, 1:15 until half. Hawkins with the pass to the right, where Griffith dribbles, drives baseline, dribbles behind his back, dishes it out to Maddox, who drives and in traffic banks it in for 2. Vince with the pass forward to Dakota King in transition. 3-point shot attempt off the front of the rim. King gets his own rebound and clears it out to Emfinger, who pump fakes on the 3. Give and go with Jay Hicks on the right wing, but Hicks' pass inside is stolen away by Hawkins. 45 seconds to play in the first half of action. And Coach Brian Galuski, in his 12th year with Greensboro, is going to get a timeout. He actually was screaming across the floor trying to get the timeout. Perhaps 4 or 5 seconds run off the clock as he was trying to do so. Finally, it's rewarded to him as the clock stops at 44.9. As we near halftime. Just a 30-second timeout here. Greensboro College 50 to William Peace's 46. So these clubs on pace for a very, very high-scoring finish. Top 2 teams in the conference so far this season. As the Pacers average about 85 points per game. As do the Pride of Greensboro College. Inbound pass goes to Darius Maddox, the freshman, who's defended by the senior Jalen Vince. Pass underneath to a cutting Griffith on the baseline. He's back down behind the basket, though. Good defense by Jay Hicks, but he hits the cutting Cornelius Johnson, who lays it in softly for 2 and makes it 52-46. Emfinger almost loses it in the front court as he dribbles past the press defense and hands off to Vince to calm things down. Shot clock's off. 14 seconds remaining until halftime. Vince directing traffic, going to get the Pacers the last shot. 7 on the clock. Emfinger, the long 3, thinks about it, hands off to Ferguson, whose 3-point shot is good from the left wing. 1 second and ticking. Johnson puts up an 80-foot heave that falls well before the rim. And Ferguson, with the 3-point shot, makes it a 3-point deficit for the Pacers going into the locker room. 52-49. Pride leading as we've got 20 minutes of game time to go. And on the way into the locker room, not sure what was going on there, but Claude Shields, the coach for your Pacers, put his arm around Emfinger, kind of give him a heart-to-heart, walking toward the locker room door. As I will say, Emfinger, not a lot of urgency on that last possession, though it worked out in his favor. He handed it off to a wide-open Ferguson, who was good from three-point land on the left side. So we'll set the clock to about 15 minutes That's how long it'll be until we resume play for the second half of action. It's Greensboro College 52, William Peace 49 here in Raleigh at the Herman Athletic Center on the campus of WPU. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. I'll be back in just a moment to look at the first half stats and preview the second half. That's in just a minute here on the Pacers Sports Network. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. 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 Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
All right, Darren Vaught back with you on the Pacers Sports Network. 5 minutes until we resume play in the second half here at the Herman Athletic Center in Raleigh, North Carolina. 52-49, the road team on top so far, 20 minutes in. It's Greensboro College with a 3-point lead. Both of these teams, numbers 1 and 2 in conference play. 4 and 1 are the pride of Greensboro College in the USA South Conference so far this season. William Peace sitting at 3 and 1. Both teams 10 and 5 overall. And it's been a fast-paced, up-tempo kind of game, 20 minutes into the contest. As you can tell by the score, these teams on pace to score 104 and 98, and that's not uncommon for your William Peace University Pacers. As a matter of fact, they won a game yesterday with 98 total points. They're on pace to do just that today, though they're going to have to make a few more stops if they want that to be enough for the victory against the top team in the USA South. Darius Maddox leads the way for the Greensboro College Pride. He's got 12 points on 2 of 3 shooting from beyond the arc, 5 of 9 field goals overall, an assist, a block, a steal. Nice little all-around game for Maddox so far in this one. Donovan Griffith, so far this season, is the leading scorer per game for the Pride, and he's got 11 at the break with 5 rebounds, couple of assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals to go along with that. Griffith, 5 of 7 from the field. 9 points for Joseph Gatling, who's 0 of 3 from three-point range. Hasn't quite found his rhythm yet, as have some other guys on the team. 8 points for Christopher Corbin. Cornelius Johnson has 5, 4 for Lorenzo Maury, and then Hamilton Hawkins rounds out the scoring for Greensboro with 3. At the half for your William Peace Pacers, Jay Hicks and Camden Ferguson, a couple of freshmen, tied for the team lead with 12 points so far. Hicks is 6 of 7 from the field with 2 rebounds to go with that. And Ferguson, as you might suspect if you've listened to or watched a Pacers game in the past couple of weeks, all 12 of his points off of three-point shots. He's 4 of 7 overall from the field, 4 of 6 from three-point range. One more would give him 3 consecutive games with 5 3-point field goals or more. 7 apiece for the seniors, Ryan Emfinger and Chris Thomas. Emfinger's got 5 boards to go along with that. 5 points and 4 rebounds for Dakota King, and then 3 each for John Burwell, Willie Herring, and Trey McLean. Jalen Vince has also played some significant minutes, 12 minutes in the first half with 2 assists and 3 steals, though 3 turnovers, not something you really like to see out of Vince. A little bit wiry with his passes so far in this one, though some have been very nice and opened up lanes for Jay Hicks in particular, who's tied for the leading scorer for the Pacers. Paul Dunlap has also played a minute and got a rebound recorded for his stat line as well for the Pacers. About 2 minutes until we resume play here in the second half. 52-49. Pacers trail by 3. We'll see if they can get it done here at the Herm, where they are undefeated so far this season on their home floor. They trail by 3 at the half. We'll be back with second half action in just a few moments here on the Pacers Sports Network.
Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
All right, so Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. We're getting set to start the second half of action as you hear the buzzer sound for the halftime clock there. We'll reset it to 20. 52-49. Greensboro College, the top team in the conference, playing the hosting Pacers here, number 2 in the conference, and leading by 3 at the break. Greensboro will begin with possession as Hawkins sends a chest pass to the left side. Griffith hands off to Corbin. Now to the left wing, down underneath, where Griffith, fading away from the baseline, drills the 15-footer. Tough shot for Griffith, but he gets it to go, and it's 54-49. Burwell to Emfinger, who's streaking down the right sideline, breaks the press for the Pacers. Greensboro College running them to death defensively. Pass down into the corner where it's Dakota King. He goes up top to Chris Thomas. Driving left side, dishes out to Willie Herring. Puts it on the floor once, out to Emfinger. The long three, he thuds off the front of the rim. Out of bounds as the rebound attempt was batted away. Last touched by Lorenzo Mari. So the Pacers to trigger it in underneath their own basket. That stops the clock at 19:10 here in the second half. So still plenty of basketball left in this one at the Herm. Burwell receives the inbound pass, goes left side on the elbow as Ryan Emfinger drives. Nice little pro hop, lays it in softly with his right. Physical offensive drive there by Emfinger, reels it within three. 54-51 Greensboro's advantage. Corbin driving left side, goes right by Burwell and banks it in for two. Burwell thought he was going to have the secondary effort there on the block, but can't get it. Nearly loses his handle in the backcourt. It's swatted away by Hawkins, who's diving at the floor. Finally, Burwell heaves a full court pass into the front court to Herring, who hands off to Emfinger, banks it off of the far side of the rim on the layup attempt in transition there. Corbin with it now for Greensboro. Pulls up just inside the perimeter. Jumpers off the back of the iron and rebounded inside the half circle there by Griffith. His 15-footer rattles in and out, and a strong rebound obtained by Chris Thomas, so the Pacers now have it. 18-12 to play. Thomas drives right side. They go out to Burwell, who nice little double clutch on the drive. Banks it in for two. 56-53. Pride up by three, wasting no time as Gatling drives left side. Sends it off the backboard and skies over the rim in the hands of Thomas, who gets another rebound there for the Pacers. He drives left side, goes behind his back, lays it up, and it's off the front of the rim, but Thomas draws the foul. And that's exactly where you want him if you're a Pacers fan. He's among the best free throw shooters in the conference with 17:49 to play. It's 56-53, Greensboro College with the lead. And a chance for 2 more points here for Chris Thomas. Averages just over 15 per game, sinks the first. To make it 56-54, 2-point deficit for the Pacers. Thomas, 8 points so far. He's 3 of 3 from the stripe, where he will send a second free throw in the air, and that one rolls in and out off the left side of the rim. An uncommon miss for Chris Thomas. Is rebounded by Griffith, and in the front court he hands off to Corbin. Hand off to Hawkins. Weaving around the perimeter. They hand it off to Maddox this time. He drives right side. It's off the mark, off the front of the rim, and gets his own board, but he had a foot out of bounds at the baseline. And that'll give it back to William Peace. 56-54. A 2-point game for the top 2 teams in the USA South as Jay Hicks checks in for the Pacers. He's tied for the team lead so far in scoring, the reigning USA South Rookie of the Week, freshman from Cary, North Carolina. Hicks on the inbound to Burwell to Emfinger, and they break the press. Emfinger driving right side and is bodied up hard by Corbin, who throws his arms up in the air and looks immediately at the Greensboro bench. And so now Corbin will have a seat. Mateo Baggio checks in, so just by virtue of that one substitution, Greensboro's lineup gets a lot bigger. Inbound pass goes to Chris Thomas at the perimeter on the right side. He dribbles to the left, defended by Baggio. Spin move in the lane, floats it up, and it's in and out. Good move by Thomas to create some space and get a good look at the rim, but it's unable to fall. As Greensboro now with it, they swing it to the left side of the perimeter. Griffith driving right side, defended by Hicks, goes up in the air, tries to bank it in, but it's over the rim and rebounded by Mari, whose putback attempt is off the mark, gets his own board, and the second try is no good as well. Vince with the rebound for the Pacers, and he's pushing it. Driving left, gets it to Herring on the wing. Back out to Vince, who drives right side, goes to the right wing. Herring for 3 this time, and that one falls through. Pacers with their first lead of the second half at 57-56. Pride get it to the left corner. Baggio floats a pass underneath on the block. Mari puts it on the floor. Hits a cutting Griffith, who throws it down with two hands. Good backdoor cut there. Gets the Pride the high percentage basket and a 1-point lead, 58-57. Pacers back and forth between Vince and Imfinger. Dribble across midcourt and break the press. Imfinger to Herring on the right wing, whose three-point shot attempt is off, back iron, and Baggio goes way up there to get the rebound with two hands. Hands off to Hawkins as he dribbles it into the front court for the Pride. Catch and shoot up top. Griffith way short on the three-point shot attempt. It's off the front of the rim and rebounded by Baggio, who's going to be fouled as he comes down with it. It's called against Jay Hicks. And looks like he's going to get a couple of free throws out of it. Baggio must have been going up for the shot. I didn't quite see that. But it brings us to our first media timeout of the second half. 15 minutes, 56 seconds remaining in this one in Raleigh. 58-57, Greensboro with a 1-point lead. And I believe as we exit the huddles here, it'll be a couple of free throws for Matteo Baggio. The freshman forward from Florence, Italy. An international brand of basketball the Pride are playing, as Baggio a key piece of it so far in this one. Freshman is 6 feet 5 inches tall. And just looks the part. An imposing figure on the floor. So Baggio will get a couple of free throws as the timeout breaks. The 5 for the Pacers now will be Trey McLean, Camden Ferguson, Jay Hicks, Jalen Vince, and Dakota King. While the 5 for Greensboro will be Baggio, who I thought was going to be shooting, but instead it's going to be Lorenzo Mari, whose first is up and in, nothing but net, along with Donovan Griffith, Hamilton Hawkins, and Darius Maddox also in the game for Greensboro. So the first good free throw makes it 59-57, Pride with the lead. Second is up and in as well, as Mari will check out in favor of Cornelius Johnson after a 2-for-2 trip to the free throw line. Dakota King runs baseline and gets it to Trey McLean, trying to break the press now. They go across to Vince. Up the floor, right at midcourt. King reels it in and puts it on the floor. Hands off to Jalen Vince, who's going to drive left side. Through his legs, out to King. Thought about a three, puts it on the floor instead, and hands off to Vince to reset the offense. 12 on the shot clock. Passes it to Ferguson in the right corner, who bounces it underneath. King, 7 to shoot. Back to the basket, puts it on the floor. Bounces to a cutting Jay Hicks, who has it stripped away, but not before the jump ball is called, and that means the Pacers retain possession as the arrow resides with William Peace. And that bailed out the Pacers as there was just one on the shot clock. And now Vince will trigger it in for William Peace. Gets it quickly on the baseline to Dakota King, who gets it up before the shot clock expires, though it's off the back of the rim and out. Greensboro with the board. Maddox on the left wing gets a screen right, a second screen right, that time from Mari. Crosses up on Dakota King. The step back 15-footer is buried, nothing but net. 62-57, a 5-point Greensboro lead. Trey McLean walks it up the floor. No full court pressure this time from Greensboro, as the Pacers go around from the right side of the perimeter to the left. McLean's going to drive right side. Goes to the corner where Jalen Vince drives. Puts it off the back of the iron and had a couple of shots there. But ultimately pops out. Rebound goes down to Greensboro. Hawkins driving right side. Stutter step. A little bit of hesitation before cutting to the basket. He dumps it in for two. 64-57. A 7-point lead for Greensboro. The largest lead for either team this game. King on the right elbow, hands off to McLean, has it stripped away, and it's all alone. Is Maddox in the front court and floats it up. Looked as if he was going to go up for the two-handed jam, but just lays it in with his right and makes it 66-57, Greensboro College. And now William Peace is going to get a timeout with 14 minutes and 17 seconds to play, so it's going to be, I think, also the media timeout as we're under 16 to play. Either way, Claude Shields and the Pacers wanted a full timeout, so they'll get their 60 seconds here. As all of a sudden, it's a 9-point lead for the Pacers. And an impassioned Claude Shields talks to his team in the huddle. 14 minutes, 17 seconds remain in this one. Darius Maddox has been huge. He was big in the first half, but he's been integral these last couple of possessions for the Pride. He leads the way with 16 points on 7 of 12 shooting. He's 2 of 3 from deep still. Donovan Griffith, 7 of 12 from the field as well. He's got 15, almost at his season average mark of 16 and change. Griffith, one of the best players in the conference. As the inbound pass from Dakota King goes to Ryan Emfinger. King across the floor to Jalen Vince. Pacers trying to break the press now. Vince onto the near sideline. It's in the hands of Emfinger, who streaks down in front of the Pacers bench and is going to draw the foul. That's the third team foul this half on Greensboro. Vince will be the trigger man in front of the bench. In the front court for William Peace. Emfinger receives the pass and hands back off to Vince to run the offense. He gets a screen left from Dakota King. Out to Camden Ferguson. Catch and shoot. It rolls in for 3. 5 threes for the third consecutive game for Ferguson, and it's 66-60. William Peace still trailing by 6. Hawkins slowing things down for the Pride in the front court. Calling out a play. Goes left side. Maddox loses his handle. It's stolen by Dakota King. Pacers with it. He hands off the outlet to Jalen Vince. Bounce pass all the way across the floor into the left corner. Emfinger wanted an overhead pass underneath. Instead, is going to drive and through contact. Forces it into the bucket for 2. 66-62 with 13:20 to play. Pass underneath. Maury picks up his dribble behind the basket, throws it away, nearly stolen by Camden Ferguson. And this time it's going to be a drive from the outside. Maddox is going to be called for the charge. How quickly the momentum shifts after a William Peace University timeout, as now we're going to have to clean up a wet spot on the floor, and that can't come up any quicker for the Pacers. As like I said, they've got a lot of momentum, and the quicker we resume play, the more they can take advantage of that. Clock stops at 13:50. That was Jalen Vince that drew the charge, by the way. Now he's communicating with the rest of his team, trying to get the offense set up so they can break this full court man-to-man pressure, and now he's going to clear it out after receiving the inbound and take Hawkins one-on-one. Across the timeline is Vince. Dribbles over to the right elbow, picks it up, goes to the left side. Emfinger on the wing, floats it underneath. Pass stolen away by Johnson. Very athletic play to go up and get it from Chris Thomas. Gets it to Hawkins, back up to Johnson. They swing it around right side. Griffith puts it on the floor once and hands off to Maddox, who's at the top of the circle now. Back to the right side. Griffith, jab step, nearly loses his handle, has to pick it up and goes all the way to the left corner. Johnson drives baseline on Chris Thomas, and before the shot attempt is going to be fouled behind the basket by the senior. So Thomas commits the foul. That's his second personal. As Dakota King checks out of the contest, and Jay Hicks re-enters for the Pacers. Hawkins on the inbound pass for Greensboro. Bounces it on the block. Johnson goes up with it, loses his handle, but regains it through contact and banks it in for 2. Bucket is good, and Johnson will have a chance for one more. (68-62). A 6-point lead for Greensboro. 12:32 remaining in this one. Cornelius Johnson with a chance to make it a 7-point lead, but the free throw's off the back of the iron, rebounded by Maury, whose putback attempt is off the mark. Clears it back out after he gets his own rebound, though, to Hawkins, who dribbles outside of the perimeter to reset the offense for the Pride. Left side to Griffith. Emfinger got his hand on the pass, but it's still completed to Maury underneath. Floater no good. Bounced off the backboard, rebounded by Emfinger. He and Thomas have a 2-on-1 break. He fakes the pass, goes up with it, and it's off the left side of the rim. Shot no good from Emfinger. Gatling with the board for Greensboro, wasting no time. Gets it down the floor to Johnson, whose shot is blocked seemingly by the Pacers, and Thomas comes away with the board. Emfinger loses his handle. It's off of Thomas's leg and right back into Emfinger's hands, and Emfinger's going to draw the foul. In the front court, Vince signaling to his team on the floor, hey, let's calm it down, tone it down a couple notches. The foul registered by Cornelius Johnson. So it'll be Pacers ball, but not before the under 12 timeout. 11:51 to play. And it's 68-62. Greensboro College with the lead. Here in the second half, 5 team fouls for Greensboro. So 2 more, and they will put William Peace on the line. 3 team fouls for the Pacers. Individually, not many in foul trouble, other than William Peace's Willie Herring, who has 4. Corbin for the Pride has 3. And then other than that, nobody on the floor has more than 2. For the Pacers in particular, Chris Thomas has 2, and then nobody has more than 1. Six-point Pride lead here on the road at Herman Athletic Center in Raleigh, North Carolina, where the Pacers boast a 5-0 undefeated record here on their home floor so far this season. Greensboro looking to disrupt that here. As the Pacers inbound, it'll be Camden Ferguson. He clears it up top to Burwell, the freshman point guard. Hicks on the right side, hands off to Emfinger. Chest pass, right wing. Wide open three-point shot attempt. Ferguson, his 6th of the day. 6 of 8 from deep, and that ties a school record for three-point makes by an individual in a single game. Gatling for 3 on the other end for Greensboro. Off the front of the rim and no good. Rebound by Chris Thomas, who's pushing it up the floor on the left side. Tries to sneak a pass underneath to Hicks, and it's stolen by Griffith. Here come the Pride. They don't have numbers, but Griffith goes to the basket, and it rolls in for 2. Skied through the lane and laid it in to make it a 5-point Pride lead, 70-65. Emfinger in transition, kicks it to the left corner. Chris Thomas elects not to shoot the 3 and goes up top to Burwell, who drives outside. Emfinger for 3. Air balls short of the basket and rebounded by Maury as Thomas hit the deck in an attempt to test him for it. Hits a cutting Cornelius Johnson on the other side, whose layup attempt clears the rim, and it's going to be a foul in the backcourt on Donovan Griffith. A blocking call. He was trying to draw the charge all the way in the backcourt. Sort of an ill-advised attempt there, and Griffith is charged with the personal. That stops the clock at 10 minutes and 45 seconds here in the second half of action. Griffith and Johnson will check out of the game as the Pride lead at 70-65. Hicks right in front of the scorer's table will send in the inbound pass. Burwell in at point guard as we've got a stoppage in the action. There's a wet spot on the floor, and the official wants a spot to be cleaned up where Griffith hit the floor. Receiving some help from the sneakers of John Burwell there. We get it cleaned up and taken care of. 10:45 to play. 5-point deficit for the Pacers as Hicks sends it in to Burwell to run the offense. Burwell defended by Darius Maddox, fellow freshman point guard of the opposition. Hicks has the pass knocked away and has to reel it back in the backcourt to prevent a fast break. And a backcourt violation gives it back to Greensboro. So Gatling to send it in on the opposite sideline. Clears it to Corbin, the point guard in the backcourt. As Burwell tested the pass. and retreats to the front court. Baggio swings it around right side where it's Darius Maddox who receives it. He hands off to Gatling. 14 on the shot clock. Maury hands off to Baggio at the perimeter. Back out to Gatling. Yet to penetrate are the Pride with 8 on the shot clock. Gatling step back on the long two, and it's in nothing but net. Good defensive set there by the Pacers, but not a lot you can do about that. Burwell picks up his dribble in the backcourt. Clears an overhead pass into the front court to Jay Hicks. The three-point shot attempt. Camden Ferguson from the right wing buries it. And that's a new school record. 7 3-pointers in a single game for Ferguson. And he's got 21. Maddox drives right side. Little scoop shot. Gives it a kiss off the top of the glass, and it banks in for 2. 74-68 as Burwell breaks the press and drives, laying it in easily with his left hand. Just flew by the defense and reels it within 4 for the Pacers. 9:24 to play. Corbin dribbles left, spins and goes right. Puts it up on the floater, and the foul's going to be charged to John Burwell there, who looked to be straight up defensively. But Corbin's going to get a couple of free throws out of it, as it's a 74-70 contest with 9 minutes and 21 seconds remaining. And folks, in Division III basketball, this score could easily be believed to be a final, and we're just under 10 minutes to go. Both of these teams average right around 85 points per contest. They're both well on pace to eclipse those marks, as Corbin's first free throw bounces off the back of the iron. Maury and Baggio sub out of the contest for Greensboro, as Chris Thomas is going to re-enter and grab Jay Hicks to give him a breather. Corbin's second free throw impending. Corbin 5 of 6 from the field, 0 of 1 after that first miss from the stripe. Hits the second. Now he's got 10 points and makes it a 5-point lead for Greensboro. Vince to Burwell. Back to Burwell from Vince, and up the floor to Chris Thomas as they finally break the press. He floats it up to Jalen Vince near midcourt. Vince had to tiptoe the line there to stay in the front court. He drives right side, goes up and under on Gatling. That probably was blocked by Griffith. Burwell and Johnson there for the rebound, but it's stripped away by Johnson, who drives and is fouled. He lays it in for 2. And it's going to be charged to the Pacers, I think, on Dakota King. That is, in fact, the call, as it's now 77-70. Greensboro College with the lead, under 9 minutes to play, 8:54 to be exact. Camden Ferguson will check out prior to the free throw in favor of Ryan Emfinger. That's the 15th foul on the Pacers this half. And the second on Dakota King. Johnson's free throw is good, and he completes the three-point play. 78-70, Greensboro with the lead here on the road in Raleigh. Burwell passes it forward to Chris Thomas, who's at the right wing, dribbling against his defender Griffith. Back out top to Jalen Vince, who will reset the offense with 15 on the shot clock. Waving traffic around, goes right wing to John Burwell. Back up top is Dakota King. He's defended by Johnson, dribbles right, and hands off to Burwell. 5 to shoot for the Pacers. Burwell drives right. Floating in traffic, off balance, banks it in with his right, and it's good for the two-point basket. John Burwell on the board, 8:18 to play. Handoff on the left wing to Cornelius Johnson. He bounces it underneath to a wide-open Corbin, who banks it in for 2. Miscommunication there defensively for the Pacers creates an easy basket for the Pride. They lead it by 8, 80-72 with 8 minutes left. Burwell dribbles left, goes to the left corner. Thomas wide open for 3, nothing but net. Reels it within 5 for the Pacers as Corbin enters the front court for the Greensboro College Pride. Dribbles through his legs and then pulls away. Goes left side to Johnson. Hits a cutting Gatling, but the layup is swatted against the backboard and pinned by Ryan Emfinger. Emfinger now with it in the front court. Drives, crosses his man from right to left, and on the shot is going to get fouled. As he went up for the layup, Emfinger will get a couple of free throws as the foul is charged to Cornelius Johnson. And it'll be 2 Ryan Imfinger free throws. But we'll take a quick break before that as we're at the under 8 timeout. 7 minutes, 37 seconds remaining. A 5-point Greensboro College lead. But here we go. 7th team foul on the Pride. And the Pacers testing down the stretch here. Couple of Imfinger free throw attempts on the other side of this break here on the Pacers Sports Network. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
So we exit the under 8 media timeout. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. 7 minutes and 37 seconds to play. It's a 5-point game. And from the Pacers' perspective here at home, it's a 5-point deficit. Ryan Imfinger to the free throw line to shoot 2, if I'm not mistaken. Check that, it's 1 and 1. So the 17th foul, although he hits the first, so it doesn't really matter. Looked to me as if the foul was on the shot prior to the break, but evidently was not the case. Either way, he gets his second here as he hit the first of the 1 and 1 sequence. Imfinger's second free throw on the way. Hits the front of the rim, but gets a friendly roll off the backboard and in for a 2-point trip. Makes it a 1-possession game, 80-77. Corbin, chest pass to the right side. Now driving is Maddox, who goes up with it, never releases the shot. Ferguson went up with him defensively, and he's going to be awarded a couple of free throws, although it didn't look to me like he ever put a shot up. Darius Maddox, the freshman point guard, goes to the free throw line. Leads Greensboro in scoring today with 18. So this is his first free throw attempt of the day. And he buries the first to make it 81-77. Maddox is second on the way. He's a 75% free throw shooter, and it hits the front of the rim and rattles in. Inbound pass to Imfinger as he goes all the way across the floor to Jalen Vince. Overhead pass up the court to Chris Thomas, who tiptoes the line on the far sideline, dribbles behind his back, lays it up with his left, switching hands in midair and draws the foul. That's going to be charged to Corbin. And now it'll be Chris Thomas with a couple of free throws for the Pacers. 82-77. It's a 5-point lead for Greensboro with 7:15 left in this USA South Conference tilt. Thomas is first, rips the net, and makes it 82-78. That's the 18th foul on Greensboro College. Thomas's second again misses off the front of the rim and rolls out. Greensboro with the board. They get it to Maddox on the left side. He dribbles from left to right. Chest pass over to Hawkins on the right side and back to Maddox at the top of the circle. 15 on the shot clock. Left wing now. Gatling for 3. Skips over the top of the rim and rebounded on the baseline by Jalen Vince of the Pacers. 6:49 to play. Vince pushing it all the way down the floor. His layup attempt is swatted away by Baggio off the backboard, and it's reeled in and obtained by Greensboro. Gatling at the top of the circle bounces to a cutting Griffith, who goes underneath the secondary cut to Baggio, whose shot attempt is no good, and pulled in by Vince. He goes up the floor to Chris Thomas. Spin move up the block. Tries to go up and under on Griffith, and it's off the near side of the rim, rebounded by Griffith, and the Pride now with it. Maddox will bridle the offense at the perimeter and clear it out to Hawkins to reset. 6:12 left to play. It's a 4-point lead for Greensboro. Hawkins passes right side near the NCAA logo to Maddox, who dribbles left side, gets a screen, and drives in between Chris Thomas and Jay Hicks of the Pacers, one of which is going to be charged with the foul here. It will be ruled against Jay Hicks, the freshman. And that stops the clock at 6:02. Maddox will go to the free throw line to shoot two more. It's the 7th team foul on the Pacers. As Maddox's first is up, swishes through to make it a 5-point Pride lead, 83-78. Baggio checks out. In comes Maury. Out of the contest for the Pacers is Chris Thomas as Dakota King re-enters. Camden Ferguson in the backcourt trying to be a little sneaky just in case this one misses. Maddox's second of 2 free throws in, nothing but net as well. 6-point lead for Greensboro College. Burwell across to Empfinger. Back to Burwell on the right sideline. He crosses up the defender and dribbles across midcourt. Almost loses his handle to the left corner. Ferguson for 3, air balls, and it's rebounded by Maddox. Not a great look for Ferguson. The 3-point shooting ace there for the Pacers, and it's back into the hands of Greensboro. Hawkins at the elbow. Dribbles a few times, goes to Hawkins, now underneath to Maury, who sends it over top of the rim, rebounded by Ferguson. He goes to a streaking Burwell on the right sideline. Middle of the court, Burwell now pro hops. Puts it up with his left, can't get it to fall, and on the rebound attempt, Hicks had swatted it out to the perimeter to Dakota King, but he's going to be called for a push from behind. On the rebound attempt, he must have made contact with his body there as he had it cleanly with his right hand, and that'll send Greensboro all the way to the other side of the floor to shoot 1-and-1, as that's the 8th team foul on William Peace. It'll be Joseph Gatling at the free throw line. Again, 1-and-1 the sequence. As Greensboro up 84-78. Gatling, one dribble, one bend in the knees, sends it right up toward the net, and it sails through to make it 85-78. 5:21 to play, and there's going to be a substitution for Greensboro. Cornelius Johnson will re-enter the contest. He's going to grab Donovan Griffith and give him a breather. Maddox now with 22 points for Greensboro. Gatling's second free throw, up and in. He's 5 of 6 and has 13 for the Pride. 8-point lead for Greensboro, 5:15 remaining. Empfinger on the left wing, driving on Maury, floats it up over 3 defenders, off the back of the iron, but tipped in good by Jay Hicks, and the Pacers are going to get a timeout. Just a 30-second reset here for Claude Shields and company with 5:07 to play. It's Greensboro College 86, William Peace 80. So Greensboro already above their season average with 5 minutes to play, as they average 85.5 points per game. Both of these teams scoring at an impressive clip. For the game, Greensboro's shooting 36.4% from three-point range, though they haven't hit one from deep here in the second half. 0 of 3 from beyond the arc in the second frame for the Pride. The Pacers, meanwhile, 11 of 25 for the game. They've hit 5 of their 9 threes here in half number 2. Hawkins dribbles up the floor and enters the front court. Trap, and the pass is stolen by Jay Hicks. Has it knocked away in the front court, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Hawkins, so it goes back to the Pacers, but good defense there by the Pacers to create the turnover on the half-court trap. Clock stops at 4:53 as Burwell will trigger it in from underneath the Pacers' own basket. Looking underneath, can't hit Jay Hicks, who's cutting. Instead, clears it up top to King and receives the handoff from King. Burwell loses his handle. He dribbles in between 3 defenders and has to hit the floor to regain possession, but the jump ball gives it back to Greensboro. Burwell's inexperience may be showing there a little bit, trying to do too much with it on the floor. And now the ball goes back to the Pride, though the possession arrow will favor the Pacers next time. 4:46 to play. It's a 6-point lead for Greensboro College. We had a few guys on the floor diving for that loose ball, so a couple of spots to clean up before we resume play here. 6-point lead for Greensboro. Both teams at 18 fouls. That's something to watch going forward. Inbound pass received by Hawkins. He bounces it to Cornelius Johnson, who's going to dribble down the right sideline and break the press. Now he's going to not stop there. He picks up his dribble at the block on the right side, but shuffles his feet and will turn it back over to the Pacers. Gatling yelling at his teammates to get into the backcourt. They're trying to full-court press, and he was the only one there initially. Johnson and Hawkins make their way forward, though, as the ball is given to Jay Hicks for the inbound pass. He goes to Vince in the corner. Back across the floor to Ryan Emfinger, who dribbles from left side to right and across midcourt to the middle of the floor. Jay Hicks goes to the left wing. Chris Thomas, hesitation, a pump fake, trying to see if he can get his man Gatling in the air. It is bailed out by Emfinger. One-handed pass to the right side now to Jalen Vince. Up top to Thomas, who's going to drive left side on Gatling. Puts up the floater in the lane and is charged for the offensive foul as Gatling hit the floor, diving backwards. So Thomas charged with the foul. That's his third personal. So now he and Hicks have 3. Herring still at 4. Has been in foul trouble for much of the game. 4 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. That is the 9th team foul on the Pacers, but no free throws because of its offensive nature. However, the next time they foul defensively, it'll be 2 free throws for Greensboro, whether it's on the shot or not. Inbound pass goes down to Corbin. He's defended by Camden Ferguson, who was with him the whole way in the backcourt. As Corbin crosses the timeline. Left side, he hands off to Maddox. Ferguson switches on the screen there and picks up Maddox. Hand off to Gatling, the long 2, rattles in and out, rebounded by Hicks, who hands off to Vince. Down the left sideline, Vince goes for the Pacers. Pulls up at the left wing, hands off right side to Ferguson. Cutting, gets it to Emfinger on the left side, through his legs, crosses left, then right, banks it in for 2 over the outstretched arm of Griffith. Reels it within 4, 86-82, 3.5 minutes to go. Corbin driving left side, gets his man Ferguson in the air and draws the foul on the shot attempt. So Corbin will get a couple of free throws. Ferguson knew the whole time that was his bad. He bid on the fake. And it'll be 2 Corbin free throws for Greensboro as the Pride lead it here at the Herm. 86-82. That's our last media timeout with under 4 to play. 3 minutes, 25 seconds on the clock here in half number 2. And man, has it been fast-paced, an exciting one here in Raleigh. Top 2 teams in the conference duking it out, and it's within a couple of scores down the stretch. And how about this for either team? A freshman atop the scoring leaderboard, as it's Darius Maddox, the freshman point guard, who's 8 of 13 from the field with 22 for Greensboro. He leads all scorers, but just 1 point behind him is Camden Ferguson with 21, and that's entirely due to his 7 made three-pointers. He's 7 of 10 from deep. Those 7, a school record for the most three-pointers made by an individual in a single contest for William Peace University. Ferguson with 7 today, 5 in yesterday's winning effort against Averett University, and then 5 in the loss at Methodist on Wednesday. So he's got 17 three-point shots hit in the Pacers' last 3 games as Corbin heads to the free throw line and sinks the first to make it a 5-point game. 87-82 with 3:25 to play. Corbin now in 12 minutes of action has 14 points. He's been very efficient for Greensboro. Sinks the second free throw as well to give him 13 and a 6-point lead for Greensboro, 88-82. Imfinger dribbles across midcourt for the Pacers and drives on Griffith as Griffith was slapping the floor. I don't know if an intimidation tactic, but it allowed Imfinger to blow right by him. Unluckily, Imfinger missed the layup attempt, and it was rebounded by Griffith, though the Pacers got a couple of hands on it to force the jump ball. So now it'll be Pacers ball as Jalen Vince will get set to trigger in the inbound pass. Pacers down by 6, 3 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. Now 10 team fouls for the Pacers, so they're going to have to be careful going forward. Vince looking underneath, can't find a pass there, so he goes outside to the right wing to Imfinger on the inbound. Imfinger fakes a pass underneath and goes left side to Vince. Up top now, they swing it around. Camden Ferguson cutting around the perimeter is defended tightly by Maddox, and now a foul off the ball is going to be called against Joseph Gatling. And Gatling, as he's done, I think just about every time he's committed a foul today. Throws his arms up in the air wide-eyed and looks toward the bench. Thomas's first free throw is on the mark, rips the net, and makes it a 5-point game, 88-83. Greensboro College with the lead, just under 3 minutes to play. Thomas's second this time is good as he makes do as one of the best free throw shooters in the conference. Corbin driving left sideline, gets by Ferguson and sends a pass to the right corner to Griffith. Back up top now to Maddox to run the offense. He dribbles left, hands off to Gatling, who dribbles right side, hands off to Griffith, who goes up and under and throws it down with one hand to make it 90 points in total for Greensboro. The three from the right wing, Ferguson drills it. Wham, bam, thank you, Camden. And it's 90-87, one score game rather, with 2:15 to play. Griffith for Greensboro College, hands off to Gatling. Hands off to Corbin, who drives right side, and through contact has to alter his shot midair and sends it in off the high glass for two. 92-87 with under 2 minutes to go. Imfinger into the front court for the Pacers. He's defended by Griffith. Dribbles from right to left across the midcourt logo. Sends a chest pass to Ferguson on the left wing, who has to put it on the floor against his defender, Maddox. Both the leading scorers going at it head-to-head for each of these teams. Thomas from the left side drives and is going to be fouled by Maury underneath the basket. I don't think he was on a shot attempt, but it is the 10th foul. So we're in the double bonus. So Thomas gets 2 shots either way. Thomas favoring his left hand. Not sure what happened there, but he seems to be okay. Luckily for the Pacers, he shoots predominantly with his right. 5-point contest with 1:39 to play. And Chris Thomas at the free throw line to shoot 2. First is up. That's up back of the iron. That's his 3rd miss from the stripe today. Uncharacteristic of Chris Thomas, the senior for the Pacers. Jay Hicks checks out for the Pacers. In comes Dakota King. Burwell into the game as well in favor of Camden Ferguson, who's the game's leading scorer with 24 points. Thomas's second free throw is off the front of the rim and rebounded by Greensboro, and he's still waving that left hand around. Not sure what's going on there. 1.5 minutes to go. Corbin into the front court for Greensboro. Gets it to Griffith. Puts up a tough jumper. Airballs it. And right into the hands of Imfinger from the right baseline. Imfinger going to push the tempo. Kicks it to the right side. Vince up top to Thomas, who was dribbling with that left hand and seemed to lose his handle. I'm not sure if he's got full feeling in it yet. But he gets it to Imfinger, who drives right side. Little pro step in the lane and floats it in for 2. 3-point contest. It's 92-89, right at 1 minute to go. Corbin into the front court as Greensboro is going to call a timeout. 57.2 seconds on the clock, and it's a one-score game here at the Herm. 92-89, Greensboro College with the lead. Just under a minute to go, and we're in for an exciting one down the stretch here in Raleigh on the Pacers Sports Network.
Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
All right, so we'll resume play. Gatling will trigger it in for Greensboro College just in front of the Pride bench. He hits Corbin, who was cutting toward the perimeter. And now in the left corner, the driving is Maddox, who had the shot pinned against the backboard by Emfinger, who's going to be called for the foul. Great intensity from the Pacers on defense there, but maybe a little bit too aggressive on the shot block. As Ryan Emfinger is charged with the foul, Maddox will go to the line to shoot two as the clock stops at 51.3. Greensboro with a 92-89 lead. Trying to make it a two-score game at this trip to the line. Maddox cashes in on the first and makes it 93-89. Maddox now with 23 points on the game. The WPU contingent loud here at the Herm, trying to force a miss on this second free throw. Unsuccessful as Maddox, unwavered, buries it nothing but net. 5-point game. Vince goes all the way down the floor, banks it in, and the foul. He streaked from baseline to baseline, and from the left side of the basket, laid it in with his right, and drew the foul. Jalen Vince on the board for the first time tonight, and it couldn't have come at a better time. The senior with the bucket and a chance at a three-point play here. The foul charged to Lorenzo Mari of Greensboro. 44.7 seconds on the clock. It's 94-91. Vince with the free throw attempt. It's off back iron, bounces high off of the rim, and rebounded by Griffith of Greensboro. Gets the outlet pass to Maddox, who drives, sends it to the wing. Gatling receives it and dribbles around midcourt, where he's going to have to be fouled by Dakota King. 3-point game as Gatling will go to the free throw line. 34.3 seconds remaining on the clock is where it's stopped. The officials over here at the scores table, so not sure if that's going to be adjusted. Gatling goes to the line to shoot a pair. His first hits the right side of the rim, but rolls in and is good. Gatling 4 of 15 from the field in today's contest, but has not struggled from the free throw line as he's now 7 of 8. That gives him 15 points and makes it a 5-point contest with half a minute to go. Vince bolts across the court and is going to get fouled at the perimeter. Not on the shot, but of course both teams in the double bonus, so Vince now with a couple of free throws on the way. Vince, such an important player even when he's not scoring for this team, but he can assert his will when needed, as he's done here in this final minute of play. His first free throw is up and bangs home to make it a 4-point game. 29.4 seconds on the clock. A make here on the tail end would go a long way, as it would make it a single score deficit once again. Vince now 1 of 2 from the stripe in today's game. 3 points, 3 boards, 3 steals, and 4 assists for the senior point guard, who came off the bench today. Vince's second is on the way, and it rattles in. Hit just about every piece of the inner part of the rim, but ultimately rolls through and makes it a 3-point game. 96-93, and Burwell fouls on the inbound pass. to send Corbin to the free throw line on the other end of the court. Clock stops at 28.2. Corbin 7 of 8 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, so he hasn't seen his shots miss much today. 17 points for the guard. Off back of the iron and out. A lot of energy inside the gym here at the Herm. Just a one-score game between the top two teams in the conference. Pacers down 3. Corbin now 3 of 5 from the stripe today. Hits the second and makes it a 4-point game, 97-93. Vince on the inbound pass. Receives it in the backcourt, 25 and ticking. Dribbles right side. Hits Finger in the right corner. They wanted the three-point shot attempt. Dakota King hit the ground, and Vince is going to have to dive at the loose ball in front of the Pacers bench. And Claude Shields is wondering what in the world is going on, because there was not a call down in the far corner of the court. Griffith on the inbound pass gets it to Maddox, who's going to be fouled by Finger, and Maddox will go to the free throw line with 14.6 to play. Shields trying to get an explanation as to what happened there, why there was a no call. Dakota King hit the ground pretty forcibly so. And Maddox will go to the free throw line, where he is 6 of 6 so far on the day. His first is up and in, nothing but net. That makes it a 5-point game with 14.6 seconds remaining. 25 points now, the tally for Darius Maddox. He leads all scorers. His 8th free throw of the day on the way. That one rims in and out. So his first miss from the stripe, maybe too little too late, as the Pacers with the rebound. Finger puts up the 3 off balance. Vince with the tip in. Makes it a 3-point game with 5.7 on the clock. The clock stops, and maybe we'll get an adjustment there to add a second or two. And it will be edited so that it reads 6.3 seconds. And it's back within a score for the Pacers, 98-95. 6.3 seconds to go as we've got a timeout on the floor. Man, what a game this has been. Everything that it was billed to be, in my eyes, knowing that the top two teams in the conference were going to be head-to-head today here at the Herm. Pacers playing for the second day in a row, but they're not letting it show. They scored 98 yesterday at 95 points with just over 6 seconds to play today. And a lot of energy. Great shooting effort for the Pacers as well as the Pride. William Peace shooting 49.3% from the field. 15 of 22 from three-point land. 8 of 13 in the second half from deep for the Pacers. They'll need another one here at least to tie it up, and some help as Greensboro looks to inbound the ball. Corbin clears the pass to Maddox on the right wing, and he's going to be immediately fouled by Jalen Vince. About a 1-second runoff will send Maddox to the free throw line for another chance at 2. Maddox is 7 of 8 from the stripe so far this afternoon. Averages 12.1 points per game and shoots 75% from the free throw line. That's all entering today. First free throw. Not a lot of rotation. Hits the front of the rim and rolls in. Makes it 99-95. This will be for the century mark and for a 5-point lead. The tail end. Maddox puts it up. Nothing but net. 100-95 is now the score. Greensboro leads. Inbound goes to Burwell. 5 on the clock. Burwell pulls up from the right wing. Three-point shot is short of the rim, but rebounded and put back by Ryan Imfinger. Less than a second on the clock, and the inbound pass is received by Greensboro to let it run off. And the final score will be 100-97, a one-score finish, and a win for Greensboro College. For the Pacers, it's their first loss on their home floor this season. They were 5-0 at the Herm here, entering today's action. And they play on consecutive days. They scored 98 yesterday and win. They scored 97 today and lose. So that's the difference 1 point can make from game to game in this conference. Greensboro College boasts the top record in the USA South this season. They advance to 11-5 overall, 5-1 in the conference. For the Pacers, they fall to 10-6 overall, 3-2 in USA South